Wait, I don't understand. If you're not auditioning for Oklahoma, then why do you look like that?
Like what?
Like a country music star.
In a good way or a bad way?
Bitch, you better be joking.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me. Howdy, y'all. Have you guys ever seen Horrible Bosses 2 when they're trying to do the accent? I can't remember which one it is, but he's like, well, howdy, y'all. He's trying to, like, disguise his voice so they don't know who he is. I think it's from that movie. If not, it's from a movie, but I'm pretty sure it is. Hello, everyone. I just got back from the middle of the United States of America. And on this trip, I thought of, because I kept seeing signs for Arkansas, and I drove through Kansas, and I just kept thinking of that Vine. It's like, America, why is this Kansas, but this is not Arkansas? America, explain. And it's so true. I love random weird facts. Like, there's got to be some reason it's pronounced like that. Like, just, I love when things, I don't know how to explain this. When things don't make sense and like something's named something and you're like, why is that named that? And people are like, I don't really know. And it's just like slowly transformed into this weird way of saying something, but there's really no reason why. Or like someone pronounced it wrong once and then it stuck like that, or someone couldn't pronounce it and so they just changed it to that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Am I making any sense? So I have a feeling that Arkansas is one of those reasons. Just some random, weird, bizarre reason that makes no sense. Like, who would think to put AR in front of Kansas? I don't, like, what? And, like, I don't know. There's just so many things. You can tell as America progressed, they kind of got lazier and lazier. I don't really know what order the states were put in, but obviously the East Coast was first. And the states are so small. Like, some of the states are as small as counties in Utah. And they just get progressively bigger and bigger as they go, like, along. And maybe that's because there's so much desolate land. Like, in Utah, there's so much land, but, like, a lot of it's not even usable. And same with Nevada. Same with, I guess, the eastern part of California. I don't know. Anyway, it's just interesting. And I propose an idea to change the way that the states are named. Like, Midwest, that's not the West. That's the middle. That has nothing to do with the West. Why is it called the Midwest? I think the western states should stay the same. Like, I think it ends at Utah, or maybe the Colorado. And then the middle should be called the middle. And then the eastern should be called the east. And, like, I went to Nashville. Me and my friend Callie went to see the Reputation tour in Nashville. And I was like, oh, this is so, like, cool. Like, this reminds me of, like, the Vegas of the East Coast. And they're like, we're in the South. I'm like, not really. Like, we're pretty more East Coast than we are South. And then there's a thing called the Deep South. I'm like, what is going on? Why is this so, I don't know, maybe it just helps having more names helps separate things more, but they were like, they did not like me saying that. I said it a couple of times and I got not scolded, but like a look of disgust. And I'm like, what? Did I say something wrong? And like, I don't know, maybe they consider Atlantic City the Vegas of the East Coast. But there were just so many bachelorette parties going on in Nashville while we were there. I'm like, oh, this is like the Vegas of the East Coast. And they're like, no, this is not the East Coast. This is the South. I'm like, I'm going to pull up a map. Like, I know the map generally, but there's got to be, I don't, anyway, hang on. Map of the United States. Yeah, okay, here we go. Teacher created resources. Yeah, so I think half of Wyoming, a little bit of Colorado, a little bit of Montana, and all of New Mexico. New Mexico can. I hate New Mexico. I'm so sorry if you're from there. I do not like New Mexico. That should all be considered the middle. The middle until like the right of Illinois and Arkansas, like all that down there, Louisiana. I don't know. Like, should we divide it into fours, like east, northeast, west, and south? So what would Utah be in? Anyway, I'm just like making things up, but like there, it doesn't make sense that the Midwest is called the Midwest because it's not in the West. It's literally, it, it looks closer to the East. Anyway, I don't know how I got on this tangent, but I think about this all the time. Like, this is one of my Roman empires, is thinking about how the names of the sections of the United States are thought up. Like, I can get if Florida is the Deep South. Florida, in my opinion, should go away. Yeah. Have you ever done that thing where you Google your you Google Florida man or something, and then the date of your birth, like the exact date, and it pulls up and it shows you what Florida man was arrested for on the day of. Should we see what I've seen mine, and it has something to do with some guy breaking into someone's house. Florida man, November 1st, 1999. Florida man sentenced in egg smuggling case. Oh, look, they have one. What did a Florida man do on your birthday? Let's see. No, this doesn't bring up my birthday, but it's just, there's like a whole thing for it. Oh, 18 fun birthday facts about my birthday. That's not what I want. Should we see what the egg smuggling thing was? Oh, this is like DOS print. I'm not going to read all that because yeah. Anyway, you should Google it because it's funny. I'm sure I've seen mine somewhere, but I can't remember like exactly what it was. Yeah, but Florida is an interesting place. And I think we should rename the sections of the United States because it makes literally no sense. And I don't know. I remember the first time well, not the first time, but one of the first times I went to, I guess one of the only times I went to the East Coast, we got there and it was raining nonstop. Like, I'm not even kidding you, like pouring rain. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And I did that for like 2 days. Just nonstop torrential downpour. And I'm like, Utah has never seen rain like this ever. Like, ever. When it rains here, it rains for like 0.3 seconds and then it's done. I mean, obviously sometimes it rains for quite a bit, but it would like nothing like what I saw in, I think it was Maryland, wherever the Gettysburg Address thing is. That's where we went first, and I was just in disbelief, like complete. And there's just trees everywhere. The speed limits are a lot slower. That's annoying. The speed limits in Hawaii are so slow, like like painfully slow. And the one island we stayed on, Kauai, it doesn't go all the way around the island. So like to get anywhere, you take this one central road and it takes forever. Sorry, I'm getting off on a really big tangent here, but I went to Oklahoma and I've been there let's see, 4 or 5 times, maybe 6. I have to once a year drive horses out there for my this time it was my nephew's and my niece's rodeo they have out there, and the time before it was for something else. But we usually, the first couple times we went through New Mexico. I don't know if anyone's been to New Mexico or driven, but what's going on with your roads? Your roads are truly like one giant pothole. Like, I don't know how there's not a tire shop on every single corner of every single intersection, because your roads are terrible. But they do have this thing where they, like if someone runs into a guardrail, like the things on the side of the road that prevent you from crashing off, which there's a lot of them that are damaged. Like a lot of people run into them for some reason. They put a sign out that says damaged guardrail ahead. I'm like, why do I need to know that? What is that going to benefit me in any way possible? Why don't you just fix the roads? Just fix the roads. I don't understand what what is going on, but I'm not even kidding you guys. I know I exaggerate a lot. Some people say I'm a liar, but it's just exaggerating. And uh, these roads are awful. I'm not kidding you. They are awful. So we started going up through Wyoming, and I actually got Nebraska in my state roster now, so I can check that off. We went through a little, like a, not, I mean, we were in there for a while, but we went down through Kansas into Oklahoma, and the roads are better, but I just the more I travel, the more I appreciate Utah. I really do, and that might make me sound old. I don't know if it does, but you just get back to Utah, especially when you fly and you land at the Salt Lake Airport. I know everyone hates the walking. I understand that. But it's clean, it's nice, it's big, it's got room, it's got seats, the ceilings are tall. Like, have you been to the Houston airport? The ceilings, I could reach up and touch them pretty much. And they're like those tile ceilings, and they, it looks like when, like, it's got like pee stains on it from when water leaks in it. Like, that's what the Houston airport looks like. It's awful. And the roads in Utah, the roads are immaculate. The roads are thought out. I don't know who hates the grid system, but whoever you are, I feel bad for you. The grid system makes so much sense. It just truly does. And you just like look out your window when you're flying in, and everything is perfectly symmetrical. Everything just lines up. I just love Utah. Every time I get home and get to drive my car again, I just speed out of the airport because I'm so excited to drive on normal, nice roads. And this time, I like heat. Don't get me wrong, I like heat. But obviously, I don't like scorching hot heat. But I would rather take heat than the cold for sure any day. The humidity is a whole other level. You step outside and you feel like you have been assaulted by the earth. Like, just absolutely put you in a chokehold, like you're about to pass out. Like, I don't understand. And my voice sounds a little bit different to me, at least. I don't know if it sounds different to you guys, but like my throat has been sore for some reason, and you think that would have cleared up in the humidity, but I think the humidity is what made it like that. Yeah. Anyway, I do not like humidity. It was like 103 degrees the other day in Oklahoma, and we went to the Cowboy Museum, which is really cool. I'll talk about it in a minute. And I stepped outside, and I truly, just walking from the building to the truck, I was drenched, like just completely soaked. It feels like when you're in humid climates, like you've been at an amusement park all day. Like, you know that feeling when you just, by the end of the day, you were just so sticky and gross, and you just want to shower, and it just like, oh, you feel like your clothes are disgusting, you want to burn them. Like, that's how I felt anytime I stepped outside in Oklahoma. And not to mention, why do these places keep the air conditioning so cold? Because then when you walk into an air conditioning building, it's freezing. It is so cold. Like, you don't need to go that hard with the air conditioning. You can turn it up a little bit. But yeah, so I was in Oklahoma. Usually I get there and I literally fly out the next morning or the night of. And so I don't really get to spend much time there, but I did this time, and it was actually pretty nice. We have like one of those trailers that you can haul the horses in the back, and then in the front, it's like a living area, like a camp trailer, I guess you could say. So that's nice, and we got like Hulu and Netflix and all that, so it's actually a pretty nice setup, and me and my niece just kind of hung out and watched Modern Family. Oh, we watched a new show. I don't know if it's new actually, but it's with Lisa Vanderpump and Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay, you probably all know, he's that chef that screams at everybody. And he makes a ton of money. Do you guys want to know how much money he makes? Gordon Ramsay, he makes so much money. Net worth. We'll do 2023. Just show me. Come on, I don't want to have to click on a link. I hate when they do that. Just let's see. His net worth is $820 million. That is an insane amount of money. For some reason, that sounds like more money than like $1 billion. I don't know if it's just it has more numbers in it. But like when I see someone who has like $600 million net worth versus someone who has like 1.5 billion, for some reason in my head it just seems bigger. So in 2022, his restaurant business was worth 600 million. His restaurants have won a total of 16 Michelin stars, making him one of the most decorated chefs in the world. Michelin stars are like the Oscars or the Grammys for restaurants. Just FYI, if you're wondering. And it literally is after that tire man thing, that like balloon marshmallow looking guy, the Michelin tires. We can go into that another day, but that's literally what it's worth. Anyways, what it's from. And Lisa Vanderpump is from, I think she first started on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's not on there anymore because her and Kyle had a feud. And then she has Vanderpump Rules. I'm sure you guys have heard about that. The Scandival thing, that was from Vanderpump Rules. She has a couple other spin-off shows. But before that, she was a restaurateur. She owns some restaurants in LA and I don't know where else, but she's worth tons of money. But it's kind of like a show. Let me see if I can find the actual name of it, because it was just kind of on Hulu and I saw her on it. That's why I clicked on it, because I like her. But I normally do not like cooking shows. I just don't. I don't like cooking. I don't like that kind of stuff. There is one show I want to be on though. When we were at Disney World once, I watched it every single night we came back to the hotel room. It was, I think, Worst Cooks in America. I'm like, oh, I would thrive. I would thrive on that show. Let's see. Lisa Vanderpump joins season 2 of Gordon Ramsay's. Hang on, sorry. Load. No. Oh my gosh, I hate. Why does every single I can't even speak. Why does every single, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't figure out the name of this, what I'm trying to say, website have a million pop-up ads. Okay. It's called Food Stars. And it's basically, it starts out, I thought they were just investing in people, because it literally started out exactly like Shark Tank. Like, it was just those two, and the people would come in and like, and promote their business. And I thought it was just another Shark Tank, but in England. Which is weird because all the contestants are American, but it's in London. I thought that was interesting. I guess I shouldn't say all of them, but pretty much all of them were American. And they, you know, promote their business or try and sell their business and how much they've made and their success and all that stuff. And these two choose, like, I want you, and it's basically like if they both want them, the people have to choose which ones they want to go on. Anyway, they get like a certain amount of people, and then they have to do, it's kind of, and then it turns into kind of like The Apprentice type thing. But they're divided into two teams, Team Ramsay and Team Vanderpump, and they have to do like one of them they made a new candy and we're trying to sell it to the Mars company. One of them they took, Lisa has a wine company and so does Gordon. They had to make a commercial promoting their wine. One of them was the website called Delish, I think that's what it's called. And they had to make a recipe and sell it for 4th of July. And like they had to do like a live streaming, all this stuff. So then there's judges that come in and choose which team did the best and all that stuff. It's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, me and my niece were like really into it. We're like, that person has to go. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. Get rid of her. She did nothing. And my niece is like, I never thought I'd be into a show like this. I'm like, I know, me either, but like we're all into it. She's like, I want to be a judge on this show just because I feel like I'd be really good. So there is that. We watched Modern Family. Anyway, we went to the Cowboy Museum and it was actually really cool. They had tons and tons of areas, and one of them literally looked like an old Western town, like the set of an old West town. You walk in and they had like the saloon, the hotel, the windmill, you know, for the water. They had the barns and stalls for the horses. They had a old jail cell in the back, an old church. It was so cool. And then you walk in and there's like a history of cowboys and like all the different kinds of cowboys, the Hawaiian cowboys, the Spanish cowboys, African American cowboys. Like, it was like very detailed. And then they had a Hollywood section for all the country stars. John Wayne was in there. Reba McEntire. I'm pretty sure I saw Dolly Parton somewhere in there. I hope I did. Then they had a rodeo section, and it was literally like you walk into an arena, and they had all the different history on rodeos. They had the different history on, I can't even, what is the name of like the first police, like in the Wild West, you know, like they rode the horses and all that stuff, like those. And then they had an entire section that was an art gallery, and we saw a piece of art that was for sale for $100,000. I'm like, I can't even imagine like just casually buying that. Like, well, that's insane. But I want to get to this point. The guy that donated that whole wing of the art section, let's see, his last name was Gaylord, and he owns, well, he's dead now, but let's see. No, that's not him. What is his name? Hang on. Hold, please. The Gaylord hotels are like super nice. And I found out that is not him, though. I don't want him. Why can't I think of... Sorry. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Oh, this was his dad. Never mind. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is very embarrassing. Let me pause and get my bearings. Okay, my apologies. I have got my bearings. Okay, so Edward K. Oh, gosh, why did I do that? Okay, Edward K. Gaylord. He was the guy that started pretty much the family business. He owned the Oklahoman. It was a newspaper, and he died. He was 101 years old. That is really old. 1873 is when he was born. Let's see. Anyway, so after he died, his son Edward inherited controlling interest, but not the complete ownership. This is on Wikipedia, just FYI. Of the Daily Oklahoman and another family asset worth $50 million. He went to Stanford. He turned that $50 million into $2 billion by the time he died in 2003. The younger Gaylord purchased the Grand Ole Opry, and if you're not aware of that, that's in Nashville, and it's pretty much like the holy grail of country music people. Like, to perform there is like iconic, and people like are obsessed with it. And I've actually been there. I didn't get to walk through it, but I've been to it. It's in Nashville. He also created the cable television channels, the Nashville Network and Country Music Television, which is CMT. I did not know that, so that's pretty cool. He is the guy that owns the arena that we went to for the horses, and it's a massive arena. It's huge. And I did some research, and he built it in 1984 for, I think it was $6.8 million. I did the math, and that conversion rate is like $19 million today. Like, this thing is a huge, huge event, like a event center. And I'm guessing the arena is called Lazy E. I'm guessing, I don't know why the Lazy is there, but I'm guessing the E is after Edward. And yeah, so a little history on that. I do want to go through and tell you guys about who is from Oklahoma. And I've only skimmed through a few, and there's quite a bit. I didn't realize how many people were from Oklahoma. Dr. Phil, if you are not aware, is from Oklahoma. He is also a person who makes massive amounts of money. He also, I'm not trying to get political here, but he has a new app. It's like a streaming service app thing. It's free. I think you have to put your email in. And he has so far interviewed Donald Trump and who's the other guy? Oh my gosh, I just forgot the other guy. That's not good. What is his name? It's not Kennedy. Hang on. Oh, just kidding. I was right. It is Robert F. Kennedy. And he said he would like to interview Joe Biden. I doubt that'll happen. I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I doubt that'll happen. But if you're curious, Dr. Phil is kind of like a no BS kind of guy. I used to listen to his podcast all the time, but he took a break and I kind of forgot about it. So I don't even know if it's back up and running yet. But he's kind of a no-nonsense kind of guy. And so I kind of trust his questions he'd ask. He does his research. He does, brings actual factual information in. I have not listened to or watched the one with Kennedy yet. It's on my list to do, but just FYI, his app is called Merit, and I think on there he has, is it Oprah? He's got more than just like his stuff on there. Hang on, let me pull it up really quick. Let me see. I was pretty impressed actually with the stuff that was on here. He's got professional bull riding on here. He's got like news shows, news anchors, crime stuff. Steve Harvey's on here. The guy from the dirtiest jobs in America or the world or whatever is in here. Anyway, it's pretty cool. It's free. So I think there's ads, I want to say, but I could be wrong. But yeah. Let's see. Okay, so Dr. Phil's from Oklahoma. This guy I've never heard of, Bill Goldberg. He's a wrestler, I guess. Blake Griffin, he is a basketball player. I want to say he was linked to Kendall Jenner for a minute. He was born in Oklahoma City, plays for the Los Angeles Clippers. This one, I was really surprised. I thought she was from Texas. Carrie Underwood is from Muskogee, Oklahoma. I did not know that. She is one of the best known famous people from Oklahoma. Blake Shelton, I didn't know he's from Oklahoma. Brad Pitt, I had no idea he was from Oklahoma. Brad Pitt is definitely one of the most famous people from Oklahoma. This Academy Award winning actor came from humble beginnings. He was born into a trucking company manager and school counselor. Wow. Crazy. Chuck Norris. I don't know if Chuck Norris is a real man or not. I thought it was a TV show, but then you hear that's his real name. Well, it says right here, in parentheses, his name is Ryan. So I don't know. Is he a character? Is that his real thing? Reba McEntire, I knew she was from Oklahoma. She was in the Cowboy Museum. The Queen of Country is what they call her. Who else? Garth Brooks. Didn't know he was from. He's one of the most successful artists of all time. I don't know who James Garner is. Kristen Chenoweth. I had no idea. I tell you, I'm going to see a play with her in it in Boston. I'm very excited because it's after that. I think I talked about it on here. I did. It's the play on the family that's building the biggest house in America. They've been building it for like over 10 years now. The Queen of Versailles is what the documentary is, and I think it's what the play is called too. So that should be really fun. Kristen Chenoweth, Matt Kemp, I don't know who he is. Ron Howard. Ron Howard is Opie from Andy Griffith Show. He is, I don't know his character's name on, I think it's Happy Days. I could be wrong. I just listened to him on a podcast with Conan O'Brien. And his daughter is, well, he also directed one of the best movies of all time, IMO, The Grinch with Jim Carrey. It truly is one of the most iconic movies I've ever seen in my life. His daughter, though, is Bryce Dallas Howard. And the way she got her name is, I think she was conceived in Bryce Canyon and born in Dallas, I think. And then obviously last name Howard. But she is in The Help. She's in the Jurassic World new series, which we'll get to Jurassic World in just a minute. But and she was in that new movie Argyle. She's in, what else is she in? Anyway, she's really good. I like her. I did not know Ron Howard was from Oklahoma. Sam Walton. Wow. If you guys don't know who that is the founder of Walmart. So I thought he would lived in, I read a book on him. That's really bad that I don't know this. It's a really good book, FYI. I thought he was born in Bentonville, is it Arkansas? Arkansas? No, I don't think that's where it is. Bentonville. Maybe it is. Anyway, he has one of the richest families in the entire world because he was very smart. I don't know who Mickey Mantle is. Is he a baseball player? Toby Keith, R.I.P. I don't know who Vince Gill is. Wow, a lot more than I thought. Anyway, there you go. There's our little history on Oklahoma. Also, they want to build the tallest skyscraper in America, I think, in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, hang on. Okay, so they're calling it the Legends Tower, and it's going to stand at 1,907 feet tall, which would be the tallest skyscraper in the whole country. And it's taller than the world, what is it? It's not, it's the one that replaced the Twin Towers. The One World Trade Building or whatever it's called. 1907 would be for when commemorate the year Oklahoma became a state. It's both an homage and a one-up to country's current tallest building, One World Trade Center, which stands at 1,776 feet tall. High, I guess I should say. Yeah, so it's going to be like tons of, it's going to be shopping and restaurants and housing and stuff. But if you don't know anything about Oklahoma, it's flat and there's tornadoes. So, and the building's made out of glass. So there's just that for you. I don't know if I would dare build one of those things, let alone go in it, especially on a windy day. Could you imagine? That would be awful. Did you guys see that TikTok of those people that are in their apartment, like on the top floor? There's a really windy day and like the building is creaking and like making horrible noises. And people like in the comments are like, you need to get out of that building right now. That is not how it's supposed to sound. It's so crazy to me. Oklahoma City residents voted to build a $900 million new basketball arena for the Thunder. The city council approved the development. It's tentatively stated to open in 2029. That has nothing to do with what I was just talking about, but now you know. They're building a new basketball arena. Okay, that is enough about Oklahoma. Let's get into the news of the week. The first thing is Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. You know that song. It's been literally everywhere. Is number 1 on the Billboard charts. It's Sabrina's first number 1, which is kind of exciting. I've never not liked her, but I just didn't love her music before. It just didn't hit as, as hard as Olivia Rodrigo. Like, Olivia Rodrigo literally came out of the swinging. Like, she was not messing around. I feel like Sabrina Carpenter's was more just, like, chill, not so much, like, mainstream. But now she's been working with, oh my gosh, why did I just forget his name? You guys, what is wrong with me? The guy that works at Taylor Swift all the time. He was married to Lena Dunham. Oh my gosh, I seriously see his name all the time. Hang on, let me look at it. I'm going to feel really stupid when I don't know his name. Jack Antonoff is his name. I don't know why I can't remember that. But he helped write the song, and I think he has 7 or 9 songs on the that have reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. So that's kind of exciting. So good for you, Sabrina. Also, her tour went on sale. I got selected to be in the pre-sale. I don't know why they even bothered to let me in. By the time I got there, like, I saw tickets, I'm like, oh, $57, that's not bad. I mean, they were in the very back, but I'm like, that's good, I need 3 of them. So I went to click on it, it's just 1 ticket. I'm like, why would you just let 1 ticket be by, like, that is so annoying. So I clicked on 3, then it jumped up to $300 per ticket in the same area. And there was probably like 5 options. And I'm like, this was a complete waste of time. And Catherine sent me a screenshot and it said, oh, it looks like you are a bot. Sorry, you cannot log in to buy tickets to Sabrina Carpenter. I'm like, well, this was a bust, huh? I'm not too sad. Like, it's one of those ones, like, I would like to go, but I also am not sad if I don't go. Because, to be honest with you, I am waiting for Katy Perry to go on tour again, which she is going to, and Miley Cyrus. I have been waiting for Miley Cyrus for over 10 years. She was like the first major concert I went to, and like, she hasn't toured since then. She's done like shows and festivals and stuff like that, but she's never gone on a tour again. And there's a rumor that she is planning a stadium tour coming up this year, or to announce it. Trust me, I will be there. I don't care what I have to do. If I have to sell my cars, if I have to do something, I will be at that concert, and I will have good seats. Mark my words. And if I have to go by myself, so be it. Because you know what? Not many people are going to want to pay the prices I will pay to go to this concert. but I will. Same with Katy Perry. I've seen Katy Perry 4 times, and I will see her again. And yeah, so my biggest regrets in life, some of them are not going to the Monster Ball and not going to the California Dreams World Tour or Prismatic World Tour. And you might ask why I didn't, and it's because I am a little farm boy. I live in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea how to get tickets. When those concerts were going, I was in high school, maybe middle school, high school, and I didn't know how to buy tickets. I had no idea. I'd never been to a concert before, besides Stadium of Fire, which I hadn't even been to that yet, so that doesn't count. I had no idea. I had no money. Like, what was I gonna do? Go buy tickets to this concert? I had no idea how to do, and with no money. I mean, I guess I do that now, but I just called credit cards, pay back later. So those are my regrets. It's not going to those tours, and I'm not gonna miss out a chance to see these people perform ever again. So I'm not sad to miss out on some of these concerts. Also, I want to talk about concert weirdness right now. What is up with people going to venues that don't suit them? Post Malone just announced his tour, and I checked tickets and they were like overpriced, and I'm like, I don't even want to go because I don't love the venue you're going to. He's going to, it used to be called USANA Amphitheater. It's outside. And I've been once to Kesha, and that was honestly one of the funnest concerts I've ever been to. But it's not my favorite concert. Like, you have to stand on the grass, and you can buy tickets in seats, but there's not very many. Last time I saw him, he was at the Delta Center, which is where the Jazz play, which is a big arena. Now he's at, it's called the America First State or Amphitheater or something. Why? Why are you going there? What? I don't understand. And I don't know if it's because pretty much that's where all of the country artists go, is to the USANA Amphitheater. And I think now that he has this country album, he kind of wants to fit the vibe. And it's happening in September, so I mean, it'll be warm and all that stuff. But why? What is going on? But then, like, Chris Brown goes to the Delta Center. Who is still going to Chris Brown? Who is still listening to that horrible, awful man and going and selling out his concerts? I don't understand it. And then, like, Kim Petras, her team tried to put her in some stadiums. Are you kidding me? Some stadiums and some arenas. I'm sorry, but she is one that needs to go to the USANA Amphitheater. Like, I am so confused as to what is going on with these artists and where they're performing. It makes no sense. Truly, it makes no sense. And the fact that hardly anybody comes to Utah anymore is so disheartening. It literally is. The only people that come to Utah still are like Luke Combs and Nickelback. And not Luke Combs, Luke Bryan and Nickelback. And not that that's bad. I like Nickelback. There will be no Nickelback slander on this podcast because I actually like them a lot. But it's true. Those are the only people that come here anymore. And like Nicki Minaj said she was coming to Utah on her first initial like rollout of tour like dates. And then when I went to go buy them, Salt Lake was gone. I'm like, come on. I think I said it before. It's where we're sandwiched in between Denver and LA and Las Vegas and Phoenix. Like, I don't think that helps us. So there's that. But yeah. But then like Benson Boone goes to Maverick Center. He has one hit and he goes to the Maverick Center. It's smaller than the Delta Center, obviously. But I don't understand. And his ticket prices were the same as the Eras tour. But then there's like J-Lo, who had to cancel her whole tour because no one was buying tickets to it. I don't know. It's really weird. And I feel like the J-Lo slander is slowing down. I feel like she's not getting as much hate as she used to. Because I feel like everybody, like, I think that all this hatred is unwarranted. Like, I've heard she's mean. I will give people that. But she's talented. I mean, she's probably not the best singer, but she still can sing. She can dance. She's a really good actor. I like all of her movies she's in. And then people were making fun of her the other day because she was flying commercial somewhere. And I was on Twitter just before we got on here, and people were like, what do you want from this lady? Like, you get pissed at her when celebrities fly private, but then she's flying commercial and you guys are making fun of her. Like, I don't understand what is going on and like why everyone feels like they need to hate on her so much. But they do, and it's actually really sad. So, anyway, there's my spiel on concerts and how weird they are nowadays. But yeah, like some concerts you can barely get tickets to, and some concerts they literally have to cancel them because no one's buying tickets. So it's just a bizarre, weird thing we're going in. Like I remember when the most expensive concert tickets were like $250, and that would get you really good seats. And now that's like, you know, bottom of the nosebleed section, top of the upper bowl or lower bowl section. It's really weird. So no Sabrina Carpenter for me. Pretty sure all the tickets were sold out by the time she did public on sale, so who knows. Freaky Friday 2 has officially started filming. They posted her and Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis posted a photo of them sitting on the steps of their trailer. And Lindsay did an interview and she said, I can't say much, but I can say I'm learning how to play guitar. And she has a daughter in the movie. So that's exciting. I hope it's good. I really hope they put all their effort into this. And I just saw today, I don't know if it's real, but Disney Plus is raising their membership prices again, like doubling them. And it's like, when these companies that are raising their prices and giving us less quality content, I'm like, that is so true. Like, I don't need a million new TV shows to come out a year. I just want really good TV shows to come out consistently, not wait 3 years like Stranger Things and Outer Banks and Emily in Paris. Like, have them be normal like schedules like they used to be. I want 25 episode seasons, and I want them to be 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. Like that. Just please bring back the Gossip Girl era, the Desperate Housewives era of when shows used to be long and have multiple episodes. I don't care if some of them were filler. Like I'm so tired of these 6 to 8 episode TV shows nowadays. And like, granted, Stranger Things, the last episode was like 2.5 hours long, but please give me that. Give me 15 of those episodes. I don't know. I just think that's interesting. So I really hope that Disney doesn't scrimp and save on this movie. I hope, especially after how well Inside Out did. You guys have money. Let's not pretend like you don't. So, yeah, let's get on with that. Let's make it make sense. Let's not rush it. Let's not make it cheesy. I don't want no Lifetime Hallmark quality content. I want actual, real, good footage. So there's that. Kathy and Nikki Hilton. Well, it's Nikki Rothschilds now, which I'm reading a book on that family, and it's very confusing. If you don't know, the Rothschilds are known to be the richest family in the whole world, and no one really knows how much they're worth, but it's a lot. Which is interesting because Nikki Hilton is the granddaughter of the Hilton guy that, Conrad Hilton, that started the Hilton hotels. And Kathy is her mom. And they were on the Him and Her podcast I listened to. Anyway, they partnered with Ruggable. If you don't know what Ruggable is, it's those rugs you can buy online and you can wash them. And they last a long time. They're really good. They have partnered with them. And I haven't looked at them, but knowing those two, they're going to be really good quality and great patterns and stuff, because their houses are immaculate. I mean, that's what happens when you're a billionaire. You can have really nice things. Shrek 5, you guys, comes out next year. I love Shrek. I love Shrek so much. It's probably one of the movies I've watched the most is Shrek. I love Shrek 2. I love Shrek 3. I haven't honestly seen Shrek 4 that much, but it's still funny. What is that right there? That's my chimichanga stand. What's that for? What if we get hungry? Anyway, and there's supposed to be another spin-off of Just Donkey and his own movie, so that will be fun. I'm wondering if in the new Universal Park in Florida they're building, if they're going to have a Shrek area. I wonder if it'll be inside it's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say medieval section, but it's where How to Train a Dragon and all that stuff's going to be, because they got rid of the Shrek thing at Universal Studios, the Shrek ride or whatever it was. And why would they do that if they were going to make another Shrek and a spin-off of Donkey? It doesn't make sense to me. But if they're moving it, then it does make sense. Then it's okay. I just found this out. Dakota Johnson, she's the Madam Web girl. She's the one that was on Ellen, and Ellen's like, you had a Christmas party and I didn't get invited. She's like, no, Ellen, that's not true. You were invited. I just didn't think you liked me. She's also in, I think where she got her, rise to fame was the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. She is Jeremy Allen White's kid's godmother. Jeremy Allen White is the guy from The Bear. I know him mostly from Shameless. He's Lip. But yeah, I don't know. That's so interesting to me because they were like at the beach, and it says Dakota Johnson spends time with Jeremy Allen White and his kids, her god kids or whatever, on the beach this weekend. I'm like, what? That is so interesting to me. That because I feel like he has really no connection to Hollywood. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe he has like some family in it because her parents are famous. Her mom's not married to him, but it's Antonio Banderas and Melanie Griffith. Ooh, I think that's right. There's that name, and I get another name messed up too. Hang on, let me see. Melanie Griffin. Yeah, I think that's her mom. A Griffith. I always get so confused. Yeah, that's her mom. She's an actress, and she's dating. I don't think they're married. No, they are. Antonio Banderas right there. No, they're not married anymore. Huh. Interesting. Spouse Antonio Banderas, 1996-2015. Very interesting. I wonder if they're still together. Are Melanie Griffith and Antonio Banderas still together? Got married in 1996 and split later in 2014. Huh. That's sad. I thought they were still together. It's kind of like it kind of reminds me of a Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell type relationship, but apparently it didn't last. Okay, moving on. Sorry. What's next? What do I have next on my list? Katy Perry is rumored to be a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. That is a show I have not watched. I do want to watch it because I feel like all my friends do, and I never understand any of the references. Like I always see them on Twitter and stuff like that, but I never know what they're talking about. So that'll be good. She's kind of the queen of camp, so it would be, a good choice. Plus with a new PR and her new single and all that stuff. Did you see the train that she wore when she got out of her limo in Paris? I think it was at the Ritz-Carlton. And it was like 200 feet long, and it had the lyrics to her new song, Woman's World, on it. So, I don't know about you, but I'm loving all this PR. I'm loving all this promo. I'm loving all the effort that's being put into it. Yeah, I'm all here for it. Totally, totally, totally. Bill Nye, the science guy, is getting a star on the Walk of Fame. That's exciting. And so is truly one of my top favorite actresses. I think she's one of the best actresses of all time. Jessica Chastain. She's getting a star on the Walk of Fame. I love her. She's fantastic. She truly, oh my gosh. If you guys haven't seen Molly's Game, you need to go see that movie. It is so good. It is so. It's a true story. It was nominated for Academy Awards. It didn't win, unfortunately. I think it should have. But it's about that lady from, she's from Colorado, Molly Bloom. She was supposed to be a world, Olympic skier, downhill skier. And she got an injury. She couldn't do it anymore. She moved to LA. She started doing poker rings. And then it turned in from that to her own thing of doing celebrity poker matches. And then she moved to New York and started doing it for Russian billionaires. She literally said, she's like, I saw someone lose $100 million in one night and he paid the next day. I'm like, oh, that is a disgusting amount of wealth to be able, that's your hobby, to play poker and be able to lose $100 million in one night. Anyway, she got into some trouble. She had to hire this lawyer to get her out of trouble. Her lawyer in the movie is Idris Elba, who I love Idris Elba. And anyway, it's really good. You should watch it. I want to read the book, but I'm pretty sure it's written by, and I think it's directed also by Aaron Sorkin. He did The West Wing, which I've never seen that show, but I know people love it. It was, I think, late 90s, I want to say. So he's pretty well renowned. There's a new Avengers in the works, Avengers Secret Wars. It is supposed to come out in 2027. So far, the people that I've seen in it are, let's see. So far, the people in it, like, obviously, Iron Man's not going to be in it, unfortunately. I think the Hulk is in it. I did not see Scarlet Witch in it. I did not see, like, there's not a whole lot of people. Simu Liu is in it. He is, oh my gosh, why did I just forget what character he plays? Shang-Chi. Let's see. Avengers Secret Wars is what it's called. Hold please. Anthony Mackie. These are all rumored, apparently, so it's not even legit if these guys are in it. This is a lot different. I just looked it up not that long ago, and they've already taken names off here. Because these were not the names that... Maybe I looked it up somewhere else. Oh well. Just know that it's probably coming in 2027, so a while. And yeah, says it is still under wraps. I don't know, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how excited I am about this. That first wave of Marvel characters, it just could be beat. Just the hype. That was back when there was midnight premieres. That was back when, I don't know, superheroes were just like on the rise, and like they were coming out of the cheesiness into the actual goodness. Like, I love the original Fantastic Four, but it is very cheesy. So yeah, we'll see. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure, but it's just not the same. To be honest, the Marvel just doesn't hit the same anymore for me. The last thing I remember liking a lot, and I honestly probably watching, was Scarlet Witch. That's not even the name of WandaVision. That was well done. And I feel like ever since then I've heard that none of them are as good as that one. Ross Lynch, he was on Austin and Ally. He's in a band too. I could not tell you a thing about the band. I couldn't tell you the name, a song, or anything. But he was the one in Troye Sivan's One of Your Girls music video, and he just like sitting in a chair looking all sexy and stuff. And he came out on stage with Troye Sivan, and they kind of recreated the music video in London, and people went crazy. Also, Charlie XCX came out on stage, and people went wild. Like, he was singing the song 1999, which he sings with Charlie. And so far he's been alone on this tour. It's just him. But he's eventually supposed to once Charlie's album's released, which it has been, it's really good too. They're going to go on tour together. But as of right now, it's just been him. And he's singing 1999, and all of a sudden, like, it just goes black. Everything, all the lights turn off, everything, the music stops, and then the lights turn on, and you just see Charlie's shadow in the background, and people went wild. She starts singing her part. I love pop culture. To be at that event would be amazing. I'm really nervous about Coachella, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of forget that I'm going, but I just have a feeling that this time I'm going is gonna suck. Like, this one time this year was just a fluke, and it was actually really good and really fun. And then next year is gonna be awful and miserable. So send blessings into the sky for me that it's going to be good. I just have a feeling that people are going to be like, I'm not going to go this year, like all the influencers and stuff, and like the lineup's going to be bad. I hope the lineup is Dua Lipa. If the lineup is Dua Lipa, I will be front row at that stage the entire time until she performs. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding you. She's also one I'm saving my money to go to on tour. I will be hearing Houdini live. I will be hearing Training Season, Illusion, These Walls, Falling Forever. Like, I will be hearing all these songs live. So there's rumor that she is supposed to be at Coachella, but I don't know, because she just did Glastonbury, which I think is the England version of Coachella, and she's doing the Austin City Limits in Austin, obviously, in October. So I don't know. I don't know if she will, and I'm hoping by that point she'll have announced a tour. And maybe she'll do stop at Coachella in the middle of her tour. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, Lana Del Rey has a new song coming out. Speaking of Coachella, she was headliner this year. She has a new song with Quavo, which I've heard that name, and I'm sure I've heard songs that he's in. I don't really know much about him. It's called Tough. It comes out on the 3rd of July, so just a few days. It's supposed to be this album is supposed to be a country album. It's called Lasso. So we'll see. I don't know what to make of this. Scarlett Johansson has joined the new cast of the new Jurassic World series. And I have never seen the original Jurassic Park movies. I know that's kind of like illegal of me, but I haven't. I just never got around to it. I never saw them. Obviously I know all like the hype and everything around it, and I'm not saying it. I didn't watch it because I didn't want to. I never got around to it. But I love the new Jurassic World series. I really do. And Jonathan Bailey is in. I think we've talked about this before. Is in the new one, and Scarlett Johansson just joined. Jonathan Bailey is from Bridgerton. He is also in Wicked coming up. Jonathan, I've never seen Bridgerton. That's one I want to watch too. I've got a lot of TV to watch, you guys. Let's see. You Bridgerton fans will know who I'm talking about when I say his name in the show. I think the first season was more of his season. Come on, where's the cast list? Julie Andrews is in this? Is she a narrator? Why have I just not found out about that until now? Wow. That is wild. I thought she retired. Didn't she say she retired? Okay. Jonathan Bailey is Lord Anthony Bridgerton. So if that rings a bell to you guys, he's super attractive. Very, very, very good looking. He just ran a marathon too. Isn't that crazy? I could not even imagine running a marathon. My friend Trevor wants me to run a marathon with him. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen, buddy. And it's one in St. George, and it's in October. And if you know anything about St. George, it's hot, and it'll still be hot in October, I fear. And 26.2 miles is a lot. That is a lot of miles to run. I've done 3 half marathons. The first one was atrocious. They started at like 11 p.m. No, sorry, 11 a.m. It was mostly in the sun. Like there was hardly any shade. And it was like in September. So it was really hot. The second one I did okay on. I did like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. The third one, I did the same one as the second one, the Provo half, which I highly suggest doing that one. Just be more prepared than I was. It is through Provo Canyon. It's the beginning of May, so it's like cool. It feels good. But I bought new shoes, and it's not like I bought them like a week before. I bought them like a month or two before, maybe month and a half. And they were so tight on my feet. So tight, but they were really expensive. They were Adidas too, and that's the shoes I had before that I loved. These were not the same. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I tried everything to stretch these shoes out. They were on clearance, so I couldn't return them. And they were still expensive. I actually gave them to my friend Nathan. And I'm like, I can't wear these. Like, these are literally useless to me. By halfway through the race, my feet were falling asleep. That's how tight these shoes were on my feet. And I took them off, and I ran pretty much the rest of the way with no shoes on. Down on asphalt. So that shows you I'd rather run on asphalt barefooted than in these shoes, because I couldn't feel my feet. It was awful. I'm not sure how I got on that tangent, but Jonathan Bailey ran a whole marathon. He had all the internet swooning over him when he posted that picture of him after his marathon. He like posted a picture and his bicep was all like flexed and everything. So Scarlett Johansson, she said, like, I've got it pulled up here. She's like, I'm an enormous Jurassic Park fan, said Johansson. It's one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters. I remember it so vividly. It was life-changing and mind-blowing. I can't express how excited I am. I didn't know this. I knew the first one. It says the Jurassic World movies, the newer trilogy, each one of them made over $1 billion. I knew the first one made a ton of money, but I didn't think the second ones did as good. So I'm glad that's true, because they're really good. Bryce Dallas Howard is in that, We were just talking about her dad, Ron Howard. Let's see. I've been waiting to get on this franchise. Okay. Scarlett said, I've been trying to get on this franchise in any way possible for over 10 years. I'm like, I'll die in the first 5 minutes. I'll get eaten by whatever. I'll do craft service. I'll do anything. The fact that it's happened in this way at this time is just actually unbelievable. I love Scarlett Johansson. If you want to play a tree, you play a tree, Scarlett Johansson. If you're not wondering if you're not getting what I'm talking about, she did an interview where people were criticizing her for playing roles of different ethnicities, and she's like, I'm an actress. Like, that's just what I do. If I want to play a tree, like, I'll play a tree. Like, that's just what actors do. They become the character. Oh, Scarlett. Yeah. I think she has a twin brother, doesn't she? Doesn't Scarlett Johansson have a twin brother? Let's find out. It always pulls up on one of those, like, celebrities with twins. Does Scarlett Johansson have a twin? Yes. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. I hate when the internet does this. Oh, have a win. Sorry. Scarlett Johansson and her fraternal twin brother, Hunter, have shared a tight bond since childhood. When we were growing up in New York City, we led very normal lives. I don't know what does he do? Oh, he's pretty attractive, not gonna lie. All about her 5 brothers. Wow. They do not look alike. I think that's, the point of fraternal. Isn't it paternal? What are the ones that look alike? I think that's paternal twins, isn't it? They look identical. Anyway, that is something I knew in the back of my mind, and I was correct about. What else is on here? What's the time looking at? Oh, 1 hour and 1 minute. I'm going to keep going because it's my podcast. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to listen to anybody. And it's not like I have contracts or things to fulfill. Let's see. Raising Cane's opened their flagship store in Nashville, and it is on Broadway Street, which, if you've never been to Nashville, it's really fun. I will say there's been known to be like pickpocketing or pit pocketing? Sorry, back to the Google. I've always wondered that. Pit pocketing? Nope, I think it's pickpocketing. Pickpocket. Yeah, because there's a pickpocket proof bag if you guys want to buy one. Pickpocket, a person who steals from people's pockets. It's like, I can't think of the other one I'm trying to think of, but you always think it's something else when it's really, do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's P-I-C-K, pocket, not P-I-T, pocket. Anyway, they have a new, so Broadway Street, that's like their strip, like their Las Vegas strip, technically. It's where everything's happening. There's got tons of bars. There's like a Jason Aldean bar. I don't know why I said him, because I do not like him. They got a Florida Georgia Line bar. They have a Luke Bryan bar, I think. I can't remember if Reba has a bar there. She might. But it's cool because like they're like 2 or 3 stories too, all of them. And the walls are like those window things that you can pull all the way back. So like you just hear all the music from each bar coming out into the street, and people are walking around. It's like having a good time, like drinking, dancing, all this stuff. Like I said before, tons of bridal parties, bachelorette parties. I was like, why did I forget that name? Anyway, Cane's has a new restaurant on there, and it's supposed to be their flagship restaurant, and it's pretty nice. It has a Dolly Parton booth. The owner bought Johnny Cash and June, is their last name Carter? I don't know, sorry. That's another show I want to watch. Another movie is, I honestly don't, is it Johnny and June? What is it called with Reese Witherspoon in it? He bought their guitars, and they're on display. They're obviously behind like glass, but he's like, they'll get more exposure here than they will at someone's house or in a museum. I'm like, that actually is true. Speak those facts, why don't you? So that's kind of fun. Zac Efron did an interview. Did an interview recently. I don't know if their movie's out yet. The one with him and Nicole Kidman and Joey King. I think it comes out soon. the family movie or whatever. He was doing it press for that. And he said that the bed on it scene in High School Musical 2 was all improvised. He's like, we had no idea what we were doing. Like, there was no script for it. There was no choreography or whatever. And he improvised that whole thing. And he said they finished it in like 3 hours. Which, that... to be able to do that, to be able to improvise that well, you know, obviously it's probably cheesy to watch now. Like, it's very dramatic and stuff. But, I don't know. Just the people that have the talent to do stuff like that. To come up with stuff. And, I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, it was all improvised. They shot it in 3 hours, and it was actually filmed in St. George, Utah, if you were not aware. At this, it's like this gated community down in St. George. I still remember the first time I saw Fabulous by Ashley Tisdale. I'm like, I love this song. This song speaks to me on a spiritual level. Kesha has a new song, Joyride. It comes out on the 4th of July. The 4th of July, and I heard a snippet of it, and it's catchy. I don't know if I'd call it like singing. It's more of like talking, but it's like catchy. I don't know how to explain it. It's good. I hope her new album. I like her music. I don't, it's obviously nothing is gonna be like Animal and Cannibal and Warrior. Like, those were just like, oh my gosh, so good. Obviously I love like Praying and that stuff, and I like a few songs from her last album, but they just don't hit as well as they did back when I was in middle school and high school. This is interesting. Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever his name is this week, was dropped from his law firm. And the law firm has many names. Let me see if I can read you some of these names. Yeah, here we go. Sean Diddy Combs has been dealt a major blow after being dropped from the Manhattan law firm Grubman, Shire, Misalis, and Sachs. So obviously that's 4 lawyers who have come together and built one law firm. And do you want to know why he's being dropped? It's because Lady Gaga is also, a part of that. Like, she's a client of that law firm. Said she would leave if they did not drop him as a client. And so they did. They dropped him. And I'm like, I love that. I love powerful women. I love women who stand up for what's right. I love women who have pretty much been on the bottom and been laughed at and are now majorly successful, or have, built up this network of people, and they have a good standing relationship with people and a good, what is that word I'm trying to think of? A good reputation about them. And, it's kind of like Kim Kardashian. She was like laughed at like a lot until Kanye. So she claims. I think she could have gotten in without his help, but she likes to give him credit for a lot of things, and it really bothers me. But no one would take her seriously in the fashion industry, and now look at her. Like, she is fashion. She literally is like the epitome of the fashion world, and when people see her wearing stuff, it sells out. Like, she has her own fashion line. Like, I guess I shouldn't say fashion line, but you know what I mean? And now she's like well respected. Like, obviously she still has people that hate her for, I do not know why. Like, I literally don't understand why. But look at her now. She's worth like what, $2 billion, and if she wants to get something done, she will. She literally gets people who are wrongly convicted out of prison. I just love it. I love powerful women. I love people that, can make this kind of change. And Lady Gaga did it. So the Manhattan law firm dropped Diddy because it didn't want to risk other celebrities leaving, aka Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga said she was leaving the firm if they didn't drop Diddy, said the insider. So, yeah, there's that. And he was asked to give back the key to New York City. Earlier in the month, Mayor Adams revoked Diddy's key to New York City in the wake of a viral video of the rapper brutalizing his ex Cassie in the hallway of a hotel. I strongly condemn these actions and stand in solidarity with all survivors of domestic and gender-based violence. He added, our city has worked tirelessly to make sure survivors are heard and seen by our administration. I wonder what does that mean? Like, do you get the key to the city and, like, that's it? Or, like can you just, like, go wherever you want in the city? Like, I don't know. That's interesting to me. But, yeah. So good for you, Lady Gaga. Standing up for what's right. Okay, and the last thing I will talk about, I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I always think and I forget to write things down, but we're at 1 hour and 10 minutes. I think we're doing okay. I don't know. I personally like longer podcasts. That's just me. Some people don't. So who knows? But today, this one is longer. Inside Out 2 has surpassed $1 billion at the box office, which is a lot of money. And especially in today's movie theater crisis. I thought last year with the, like, whole Barbie and Oppenheimer thing that theater was kind of coming back, movie theaters, but unfortunately no. The new Mad Max Furiosa movie did not do well at all. I can't complain too much because I didn't go as well. But I feel like it was kind of at a weird time, and I feel you can already rent it at home. So I'll just turn on my surround sound and watch it at my house. But yeah, it has made $1 billion in, I think it's 3 weeks. It's the fastest animated movie to reach that. It beat Frozen. It's like the 9th highest grossing animated movie, which is really interesting because I know a lot of people like it, but a lot of people I've talked to liked it, but they also said they liked the first one like more, or they didn't think it was like not suitable for children, but children were getting bored because it was more of like a teenager, like adult, thing, dealing with anxiety and all that stuff. So it's just interesting that people, that it's made this much money because of the things I've heard, but that's also from like 5 people, so I'm sure the rest of the world has a different, opinion on it. But that is all I have to talk about, you guys. That is it. Sorry this episode's going up later. It's noon currently. I just got back from Oklahoma last night. I didn't get home until like 11. And I was so tired. It was like a 19-hour drive to get there. And it's like hot. Like I already told you that. So like that drains you. Then I had to like, get everything ready for the rodeo, get the horses settled in, make sure my niece made it to her events on time, like just all this kind of stuff. So I was a little tired, but I didn't set an alarm, and I love that feeling. And I got to sleep in my bed, my new bed that I bought before I quit my job. And I love it so much. I sleep so good in it. Plus I have my window open at night, and that breeze, that cool country air, no humidity, just dry as a bone. It's wonderful. I love it. Anyway, that will do it to this week, folks. Tune in next week for the next latest round of celebrity news. I really am going to try and pre-record these because I feel like I just do better when I'm not feeling rushed. And then they'll be up. And then I can just have them automatically upload. So they'll be ready for you Monday morning. Please tell people about this podcast. I know there's like 17 billion podcasts out there right now. And I probably chose one of the worst times to do a podcast. I should have done it earlier. But, you can't live with that kind of regret, even though I do. Yeah. But I love it, so I'm going to keep doing it. And I'll do it for however long it takes to be successful, and even longer than that. I honestly do this if it's not successful. It's kind of like gives me something to do, gives me some, responsibility. What does he say on Rugrats? Responsibility. Responsibilities. Yeah, so please rate and review this podcast. Share it on Instagram, on your stories. I will repost. Tell people about it. You know, I'll try and be more funny, and not so monotone. I'm trying to get into this, like, not a character, but you know what I mean? Like me becoming Sasha Fierce for my podcast episode. Could you imagine? Sasha Fierce is Beyonce's alter ego, just FYI. Also, I just got a notification today that my Beyonce vinyl set has been shipped. It's like a sorry. Let's see. Hang on. I don't want to say collector's edition, but it's a box set of vinyls and like pictures and all this stuff. But of course it's not popping up. It'll be here by Saturday though, so that's exciting. Anyway, thanks for listening. Please rate and review, and I hope you have a great week. Oh, it is also the 4th of July coming up, so happy 4th of July. I think it is a underrated holiday. I love 4th of July. You look like a 4th of July. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. It's just like the barbecues, the fireworks, the summer days. It's just wonderful, you guys. I love it so much. Yeah, that'll be it actually this time. Bye. Love you.